I decided to yap about Call of Duty once again, and I asked the question, is Call of Duty getting worse on purpose? And the answer is yes. I'm pretty sure that it does get worse on purpose, and if you've been playing this game for the last couple years, you know that. It's a real cash grab. Nothing more. It is soulless. There are even some wild conspiracy theories, and I have 5 theories on why the game is trash and why it will continue to be trash. And I'm interested in what you guys think. Why you think the game is performing so bad. You can drop it down in the comments below. I'm always interested in what you guys think. But today I'll present you guys my top 5 reasons and theories why I think Call of Duty is the way it is. And we'll specifically pick one theory and go into detail a little bit more. So let us just begin with the short-term profit maximization, right? Because Call of Duty is nothing else but a live service cash grab, right? Activision and Microsoft are well aware that Call of Duty has a massive fan base and that continues to buy and play the game despite declining quality. This is something you guys have to understand. There's people out there who don't give a damn about the quality of the game, right? The publishers and these people, they only focus on microtransactions, right? Selling skins and bundles generates more revenue than traditional game sales or DLCs. So as the game quality deteriorates, many casual players leave. As you can see now, 70% of all these people left, while these hardcore buyers remain and spend money, right? It's not even players. You cannot say it's hardcore players. It's hardcore buyers, right? They remain and spend even more on skins to feel unique or superior. I don't know. You also have the reduced development investments. Creating generally new content like maps, weapons, or mechanics is expensive. So why invest in that when skins sell regardless? I just want you to think about it. Why would you try to fix the stuff for the community if you just cater to people buying the skins and bundles, right? These people don't care about the quality of the game. They just care about you providing new skins and bundles to them. And they will probably get mad if they're not provided new skins and stuff. So that's the irony here, right? They're not catering to the community saying, oh, we have bugs and you guys need to fix it and stuff is still broken after 2 months. They don't care, because they want to cater to the people buying these bundles. So the bottom line, they exploit hardcore fans and disregard long-term player satisfaction. And this is what we see. We can prove this by the numbers that we have. There is no long-term player satisfaction because only after 3 months, all these people are kind of gone. It's like down 70% of players. You have to imagine. There's no long-term or healthy community, so to say. There's no long-term player satisfaction. All right, so next up we have the monetization through frustration, right? Pain point monetization. And a poorly designed game can be more profitable than a well-designed one. And you maybe wonder why that is. Well, we have Warzone and skill-based and engagement-optimized matchmaking and frustrated players. They might be tempted to buy expensive pay-to-win weapons or skins and believing it will improve their performance. And it is kind of proven. I mean, there are patents, there are bundles, blueprints that give you an advantage towards others, so to say, right? So they try to create that feeling of, oh, I have to buy this weapon, this blueprint, because I always get railed by an enemy using that stuff. So maybe if I use it, I also stand a chance, right? Which goes hand in hand with paid boosts or these meta weapons, weapons that are intentionally overpowered for a while, then nerfed, and only to introduce new OP weapons as paid skins. And I think we have lots of bundles and skins for the XM4, right? I'm not sure, but I think meta since years, from what I've heard, is the XM4 and the Jackal. kind of boring if you ask me, if you have the same meta for over a couple of years, because why have all these weapons in the game when there's always a meta, when it's never balanced? And a conclusion here is that players are deliberately frustrated so that developers can sell them a solution, so to say, right? So you're frustrated all the time, but once you buy this one skin or bundle, it will make everything a little better, so to say, right? It enhances the experience, even if it's still trash. Next up, we have something that a lot of people talked about, and I think you cannot deny that. It's the poor company structure and development hell. Activision Blizzard has long been criticized for poor working conditions, and Microsoft's takeover led to significant restructuring. And I know that a lot of people thought that Call of Duty would be saved after Microsoft took over Activision, but experienced developers were fired or quit. So many veterans who made great Call of Duty games in the past are no longer part of the process. So who is there that can create the good vibes of the good old days? There are no people left who can do that, right? And we also have short development cycles, right? A new Call of Duty every year means studios barely have time to deliver a polished game, and the result, just look at the last years. Just look at Black Ops 6. We have bugs, bad maps, incomplete features, messed up integrations. Well, Call of Duty isn't intentionally bad, you could argue. It's just mismanaged, is it? Because this ties perfectly into the next theory, so to say. Or just like a conspiracy theory, right? It's the intentional sabotage. I know it's a wild idea, but Microsoft could be intentionally weakening Call of Duty to boost its own franchise. They have Halo, even if Halo is also not doing well, but maybe they have planned something, right? I don't know. Maybe they're preparing for Xbox exclusivity. I don't know. Maybe Microsoft wants to break the Call of Duty fan base apart, only to later announce a new or exclusive Call of Duty for Xbox and PC. And I know the probability is very, very low, but it is not impossible. And last but not least, we got Call of Duty Must Die to Be Reborn. And perhaps Call of Duty has become so stale that Activision is deliberately running it into the ground, only to later bring it back with a massive reboot. It's like driving Call of Duty to its lowest point and then having this glorious comeback, which results in billions in revenue. And now we have a declining hype. Even since years, I would say it's a declining hype. And imagine we have this one huge revival, right? And I can think about Ubisoft that did something similar with Assassin's Creed. They had like bad titles releasing when it comes to Assassin's Creed, but they took a break and then launched Assassin's Creed Origins. Was way better than the games that they released before. At least this is what I heard. But now let us talk about the most likely theory and why I think they will stick with that theory, because it's the most profitable, to be honest. So the most probable reason why Activision and Microsoft are making Call of Duty worse is because it still sells incredibly well, and the quality no longer matters, right? It's all about maximizing profits with minimal effort. And first, I want to talk about the financial reality, because Call of Duty generates billions despite lower quality, right? Call of Duty remains one of the highest grossing game franchises in the world, and even as the quality drops, people still buy it. And more importantly, spend money on microtransactions. For example, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 made $1 billion in revenue within 10 days. And as far as I know, this game was kinda trash. Warzone 2 and the Battle Pass generated millions per month. You have to imagine that. And these microtransactions, skins, bundles, blueprints, brought in over 1.5 billion in 2022 alone. Let that sink in. So the takeaway for Activision here for these companies are, why make a good game when a bad one makes just as much or more money, right? I mean, it's a legit question. Second of all, the business model has changed because games used to be a one-time purchase. You know, you paid $60 or $70 and got a finished product, and today it's a different story. You know, we have games as a service because games are never finished, so to say, but instead they run for years with paid updates. This is what I said back in my old videos, because it is like a subscription. You know, you're beta testers for the game and you kind of subscribe to updates and fixes. We also have the battle pass systems, because instead of real new content, cosmetic items keep players spending money, you know, and I don't care about a battle pass. Like the stuff that is in the battle pass behind the paywall, in my opinion, this should be stuff that should be there for free, you know, content that you should grind for. And then on top of that, you can maybe make better items, you know, that you can upgrade once you've unlocked the free version, and then you can make it or tie it into a paid battle pass. I don't know, just an idea. And we also have the aggressive monetization through skins and bundles, because it doesn't matter when you open up the game, where you look at, it's always just advertisement of Black Cell, bundles, XP boosts, and all that stuff. And for an example, Modern Warfare 3, the 2023 one, is essentially just an expansion of Modern Warfare 2, right? I didn't even know about this. I heard about this a couple weeks ago, and it was sold as a full-priced game, right? And skins from Modern Warfare 2 carried over, so players who had already spent money felt compelled to keep playing. And it's a psychological trick to encourage continued spending, right? So what's the takeaway here? Call of Duty is no longer developed as a high-quality game, but as a microtransaction platform only, so to say. You know, there's so many people wondering, why do we get skins every week? Why do we not get updates or anything? Well, it's because this game, so to say, just runs with microtransactions. There's nothing more behind it. And now to a very interesting point, the minimal development costs equal maximum profits. You know why that is? Because the less Activision spends on development, the more they profit. For example, anti-cheat. I don't believe that they have an anti-cheat. Why? Because it costs some money. It's expensive to have a really good working anti-cheat. And we talk about the servers. They have trash servers, they have trash netcode, whatever it is. They don't invest the money into the server. So every time when we have these peak hours, people would join the servers, it would completely break. But they don't care. Why would they care? You know, Call of Duty is being made as cheaply as possible while maximizing revenue from in-game purchases. And we have recycled maps. Many maps are just slightly altered versions of old ones, or just remastered with some new lighting and all that stuff, but it looks trash compared to years ago. So I don't know what these people are doing with their engine. They probably don't even know how their own engine works. But anyways, they sell unfinished games, so to say. We talked about this before, but the games have bugs, bad integration, bad servers, and, you know, just balance issues that are ignored because patches can come later, right? I think it was just 3-4 days ago when Season 2 update came, and as far as I know, this update didn't fix anything, all right? It didn't fix any of the core issues. So why? Why would they care? Because the content focus is on skins instead of gameplay. You know, while skins are released weekly, real gameplay issues take months to be addressed. And they haven't even addressed it now. They just had this list with stuff that they changed, but I mean, it doesn't really change the game. It's still fundamentally broken, right? So the takeaway here is the focus isn't on game quality, right? It's on making as much money as possible with minimal effort. And I think most people by now know that. And last but not least, we got psychological tricks for maximum spending. And we have fear of missing out, FOMO, and the addiction mechanics. And Activision deliberately uses psychological manipulation to get players to spend more money. We have their engagement optimized matchmaking pattern system. It is just there to keep people playing the game. It's just bad. They always create this fear of missing out cycle. They have exclusive skins or operators only available for a limited time, pressuring players to buy immediately. We have these events and people who fear like they miss out because they won't finish the event in time. Well, you can go to the store and buy the exact same weapon with a blueprint that is way better than the base weapon itself, So this is how they play with the people. The pay-to-win mechanics, some weapon skins are better than others, depending on what attachments you have on this weapon or something, right? And we have the skill-based engagement optimized matchmaking that I talked about already. New players are matched against weak opponents at first to make them feel good, and then the difficulty spikes, making them want to buy skins or weapons to kind of improve, so to say, right? And I have one example from way back in the day, was when Warzone released. They had this rose skin. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. And in Warzone, it was extremely dark and hard to see. Many players bought them for an unfair advantage, right? And I mean, just think about it. Why would they release a skin that is kind of dark, that you can see in corners and all that stuff? And they didn't get rid of that skin. They just kept it. And so many people bought it because you were actually able to hide in darker areas and people wouldn't see you. So yeah, Call of Duty is no longer a game, it's a psychologically optimized money-making machine. And like I said, I just wanted to yap a bit today, talk about the stuff that I thought about in the last days, and yeah, tie it to the update, the Season 2 content that they dropped. And I don't know, like, if you're still playing this game actively, and if you're defending this game, if you say it's not bad, I mean, this is your opinion. Who am I to tell you that the game is trash if you can have your own opinion? But what I don't understand is people playing the game saying the game is trash. These people are weird to me. And I get it that we have content creators out there who play Call of Duty for a living, so to say, but if I just think about covering Call of Duty every single day, playing this broken mess every single day, like, I would force myself to play this. What is that? Why would I do this? Like, seriously. I mean, I'm still covering Call of Duty like I did with this video, but in the background you will have a finals gameplay, I guess, from I think over a year ago. It's really old gameplay I have on my SSD, and I just get also tired of people telling me, oh, why are you still playing the game? It was just gameplay from months ago. I never played the game, really. I just did my experiments, right? Because I realized the game was rigged the first day I played it, and it was funny, gathering some data, some analysis, and some research, and then I did this whole deep dive into the rabbit hole of the rigging of Call of Duty, and it's interesting. It was very, very interesting, and now it's uninstalled from my machine. I factory reset my PC, my whole network. My PC is just very, very smooth right now. It's faster than ever before and has no hiccups and all that stuff. And I would recommend you guys to uninstall this game either way, because it's dead. And I don't know what the future will be. I'm sure they will drop a new Call of Duty this year and promise all these new changes, and that they this time listen to the community, which I don't believe in. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. today is Friday, so happy Friday. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And as always, guys, take care, and I will see you in the next one.